So, what do I think of Wrister EVS gloves? Well, for the concept and what they're trying to accomplish, I think the price is a
Ride on, Jewel. Let your spirit be free. With the wind at your back and the whole
I told you I knew where I was.
Jewel. Let your heart be your guide. In the depths of the thunder, it's your rant and your ride.
You know, this bike's fun to ride. I think mainly, you know, because two-strokes, they don't have a higher center of gravity, so, you know, they don't have overhead cams, and they don't have that engine mass high up, so they just feel more nimble and lighter. You know, this bike's, like I said again, this bike's probably only 8 pounds lighter than my Husky, but it feels like it's 15 or 20 pounds lighter. And riding with 15 pounds of air in the front tire is not as noticeable as riding with 15 pounds in the front tire of the Husqvarna. You know, the high weight mass on the Husqvarna feels like it wants to push the front end out. It's much easier to ride with 15 pounds in the front tire on the two-stroke. Doesn't feel like it wants to push the front end out. You know, this is the bike I would have used on the single track ride, right? If I would have been for sure it was a single track ride. Not saying it would have kept me from crashing, but I think it could have helped contribute to not crashing. And it would have been, you know, feeling a little bit more nimble to do the stuff we did. But and I didn't buy this so, I could start a new career in single track riding. No. But I did buy it in case, you know, we did some more single track oriented rides. It's not like I'm going to go look for them because I have this bike. Now this bike has 6 gears and you wish it had 7. You better run, rabbit. a bit of run, Bugs Bunny. So, on to a new subject. I don't know. You know, I love the tubeless system. Hit a nail straight on and it goes through the carcass or a cactus or at the stem on the inner tube. In the center of the tubeless system, you can rip that. They've had those issues. So, you know, and I had the issues with the Husky. I put a regular tube in the front wheel of the Husky, so I may regret it, but I just might go back to heavy-duty tubes in all the bikes. And hope I don't regret it. Yeah, I kind of figure, you know, it's gonna probably take 6 months or so for my wrist to feel anything like normal. Probably getting close to where they're going to grade this road again. I was getting a lot of washboard bumps. And they usually come in and grade it and spread fresh dirt on it. Probably getting close. Getting close. So that's my thought on that. You know, I'll probably run this tubeless system in this bike until I really start having issues with it. You know, the tubeless system in the Husqvarna was like 3 years old. This one's like 2 years old. But, you know, I take the Husqvarna cross country, right? This one just goes to Yerington and back. or around, you know, over to Johnson Lane. But even if I get the 3-gallon gas tank and I kept my hand out of the throttle, you know, if I rode it like this where you're 60 mile an hour or below and you're not going 70, 80, you know, then you probably get 40 something miles a gallon. You know, that's 120 miles. So yeah, I could go to Tonopah, but I'd be squeaking in there, and I'd have to go the long way, right? So you got to go to Yerington and then to Hawthorne and then over to Tonopah. You can't go from Dayton to Tonopah. That's 210 miles. The Husqvarna barely makes that. My gas light comes on the Husqvarna on that trip, and when I get gas, it's like, you got 0.3 of a gallon left. Right, so I'm just barely squeaking into Tonopah from Dayton, going the way I like to go. You know, you can do it all day long if you go the long way. Take the long way around. So, what do I think of Wrister EVS gloves? Well, for the concept and what they're trying to accomplish, I think the price is okay. But I think they missed the mark on two things. Just like they have this plastic brace for your wrist, they need one going down the thumb. That should have all been connected together in like a Y, you know, so your thumb can't get ripped backwards. Also, they needed to put more Velcro, stronger Velcro on the wrist strap, because you have to pull that wrist strap super tight to even get it to get onto the Velcro that much. So it almost feels like you're cutting off the circulation in your wrist by how tight you have to pull that. You know, like my fingertips start feeling numb. It's like, yeah, you know, I got the circulation cut off to my fingers. So I think they needed to give you a little more adjustment on the wrist strap. So I don't know if I'll buy them again after I wear them out. I'll probably be getting just a wrist brace. Those wrist braces are really expensive. They're like $250 each. Yeah, each one. Oh, they got the other bathroom open, maybe.